This is the number one skill you need to have to become a millionaire in 2023. You need to have a bulletproof mindset, which is the core behind everything. Now, what is a bulletproof mindset? The bulletproof mindset is the ability to handle anything life throws at you with ease. It's the ability to be in any situation and circumstance and walk out with a smile on your face, knowing that you did the best you can and there's so many external circumstances completely outside your control you can't do anything about, and not being affected by other people's opinions outside your control. It's having that tough skin, that grit. Are you bored with the bulletproof mindset? Most people are not, but you can develop a bulletproof mindset going through life just by doing things. The more you go outside and you do things and you try things and you succeed and you fail, and even though let's say 80% of those things are failures, those failures are not actually failures. They're learning experiences. We're going to teach you how to become a better man, how to become a stronger person in society, how to be able to handle tax. Life will only give you what you're able to handle. God will only give you what you're able to handle. They test your physical, mental, financial, and spiritual limitations. You have to go out and just do. The more you do, the more you try things, the more you're going to get results. If you sit at home and you don't do anything at all, you won't be able to get results. Results dictate how much of a bulletproof mindset you can have. Let's say you go through life and you have 70-80% of failures. Without any failures, they're learning experiences that give you tougher skin. From growing up as a child, to going to school, job environment, to picking a spouse, to business, everything you do is trials and tribulations, everything you do. And if you look at everything as a failure, you're not gonna make it. You only get rewarded in life in proportion to the risks that you take. The people who are the most successful deal with a lot of shit. So how do you develop a bulletproof mindset? Simply, you need to do things. The more you do, the more you succeed and the more you fail, because not everything will just work out magically. A lot of things will not work out. And how do you deal with that as a man, as a person, as a human being? Just like anything else in life, is something called the Pareto principle. It's the 80-20 principle. 80% of your success will come from 20% of the work. 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of your customers. 80% of your success will come from 20% of the things that you do. Sometimes it's even 90-90-10. Like 90% of your success, your stress, and your results will come from 10% of your efforts. So you have to be okay with that. People don't have a bulletproof mindset, easily buckle under the smallest adversities in life. They're able to handle things. Somebody who was born into a very wealthy family, who didn't have to work or earn anything, is going to get crushed when they get the smallest adversity thrown at them. Somebody who started at the bottom, grew up from nothing, grew up poor, and was able to make it to the top, and had all of the trials and tribulations and the stress and the failures they had to deal with to get to the level they were able to get to where they were successful and inspire others. Those are the type of people respected in society. Those are the hero stories that you hear about. You get rewarded in life relative to the degree of adversities you can handle. When you become really good at handling problems in life, you get rewarded in life relative to the adversities that you face and able to handle those adversities. Then you become an inspiration for other people. The people around you will also ask for your help. And then you get to a certain point, you have enough influence in the world that the masses will ask for your help because you're able to make it. And God will reward you that ability to be able to affect and influence the opinions of your circle and the community and the masses. And that's where you want to go. It depends on what you want in life. Some people are not able to handle any problems in life. Also, to develop a bulletproof mindset, you have to be a man of God. By being a believer in God, you have to realize that God will test you and only give you, you have to realize that God is only going to give you enough that you can handle, usually never more, because you know you're not fit, you're not cut out to handle the type of adversities, because you have to level up in life to be able to handle those type of adversities. So that's why the God will give you enough of these tests to make you stronger, where horrible things will happen in your life. And it's not to purposely hurt you, it's to test you and make you stronger. What doesn't kill you always makes you stronger. More importantly, you'll develop a stronger mindset. He knows how much you can handle versus somebody else who's been through lesser things and they might be able to handle lesser adversity. And there's people above you that have been through a lot more adversities and stress, and so God will reward them even more, even if you don't get rewarded in public. Also, people that have gone to lesser adversities than you usually come to you for help because you've been through some stuff that they're dealing with currently. You'll become a role model to them, you'll become an inspiration to them, they'll look up to you and help and advice and motivation. So you as a result become a leader in their eyes and an authority figure. So the more you become an authority figure, you have a responsibility to make an impact in their lives. Let's also talk about why stoicism is so important. Bulletproof mindset was a way of living life that was practiced by some of the best philosophers in the past. Marcus Aurelius, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato's. These guys lived their life in a certain way. They had certain principles and parameters they lived their life by. And one of the most important principles of Stoicism is detaching yourself from outcomes. You have this inner sense of happiness at all times and detachment from outcomes. You realize that all you can do is based off the knowledge and action that you have. When you have these other adverse factors, things outside your control that you can't really do anything about, you cannot let external circumstances affect your judgment, other people's opinions, the weather, there's wars going on, there's a recession, recession going on, there's debts going on, there's horrible shit happening all around you. You can control a lot of those things. What you can control is how you process those things. So you control your emotions. If you have a strong bulletproof mindset, you're able to not let external things affect your judgment. You as a whole, the human being, have this aura around you, and everything else that comes at you, it's not going to affect you. You will remain unfazed. So when you have that bulletproof mindset, you become so detached from a lot of outcomes. So somebody who is stoic is calm at all times and completely detached from a lot of outcomes that they can't control, and they live a much better and peaceful and happier life and experience a lot more success. Because when you let these external circumstances outside your control and dictate your happiness and your calmness, that means these external things are controlling you, and when you get controlled, that means they can program you. They can also harm you. So you cannot let these external things, ideas and negativity outside your control, people, places, things, objects, ideas, things are happening, cannot control you in any way, shape, or form. This is a book I suggest all you guys read. It's called A Man's Search for Meaning. It's a phenomenal book. It will teach you how to have a bulletproof mindset. The book was basically written by this guy who was in the Holocaust, and he saw his friends, family, people around him in his concentration camp basically get killed and burned, gassed on a daily basis. He had to live through it, had to experience it. So the first half of the book is basically detailing his day-to-day life inside a concentration camp. He was just taking notes and would keep a journal, and he would see these people just get killed in inhumane ways. The worst thing that can happen to you in life is what? Death, right? There's nothing past death that can happen to you. You die and that's it. So everything in between that, if you're able to maintain a strong bulletproof mindset and you realize nothing is able to go control you, and you have a guy like that who is, for reference, during the Holocaust, millions and millions of people were inhumanely killed, gassed, murdered, shot, and you were able to see that and realize, hey, I could be next. I'm inside a concentration camp. So first half of this book is this guy journaling his day-to-day life inside a concentration camp during the Holocaust. The only thing that he was able to make control of is his mindset. He knew the stuff that was happening around him he couldn't control because they were being suppressed and murdered and put in jail. But what he can control is mindset. He processes things. He knew at some point this mass genocide atrocity was going to be over. He didn't know when, but he knew at some point. He just had this everlasting faith, this hope, and this bulletproof mindset that he's able to get through this. So the second half of the book is basically him coming out of the Holocaust. He was actually a Holocaust survivor, and he became a therapist. It's called psychotherapy, where he was able to help other people who are going through mental trauma or trials and tribulations to develop a stronger faith system and a bulletproof mindset. Most of the troubles we have in life is because we're our worst enemies. The thoughts we have inside our brain are controlling us. And if you're able to control our thoughts and have that bulletproof mindset where nothing fucking phases us, then life becomes a lot more easier to live. And you realize that everything else is not a big deal. Who cares? Stuff happens. People lose their job. People go out of business. People get divorced. Debts happen. The most crazy stuff gonna happen. If a guy's able to survive during the Holocaust, that's probably one of the craziest, most extreme, inhumane things that could ever happen. And he's able to survive a Holocaust with a bulletproof mindset and survive that and basically live a life after that, helping other people out. If you go through something like that, nothing will faze you in life. Back to my previous point, the more shit and the more crap that you go through in life, it's important for you to embrace that because it's preparing you for something stronger. Life is also like a video game. You're going to a level from 1 to level 100. You can't get 2 without beating level 1, the boss on level 1. You can't get to level 50 without beating the preceding 49 levels. That's how life is. If you are stuck at level 3 and 5 and you haven't learned a lesson, or you're too scared to learn the lesson because you don't have the ability in you, then life's not giving you more rewards. You have to be able to push through a bulletproof mindset, go through the stress and trials and tribulations to be able to move to the next level. So if you're trying to get to level 100, you have to beat all the preceding levels and learn the lessons in every single level and beat the boss. And a lot of times that boss is just our self-limitations. It comes down to a mindset too. Any rejection you have in life, any trials and tribulations, anything you have can be accomplished by having a bulletproof mindset. You just don't let things phase you. I've been through so much crazy shit. I saw my dad die in front of me. I've been fired from a job since I was 14 years old. I've had some crazy stuff happen to me in my life, being Pakistani immigrants. So a lesson you guys need to learn in developing a bulletproof mindset is that you have to endure suffering, you have to endure stress, and develop this bulletproof mindset and tough skin, and where you can handle everything to be successful. Handling rejections and losses becomes so easy once you reach that point where nothing else affects you, and then making money becomes super easy as well too, because making money is just an exchange of value. If you get a job, you're exchanging set up of duties and values and you get paid a paycheck. If you have a business, you're creating some type of value where people are able to pay you for it. And it's up to you to create that value. And it's up to you and your limitations in your brain of what kind of value you want to create. From charging somebody $500 to $500,000 and everything in between you can do. It's just limitations of the mind. It's having a strong bulletproof mindset. Oh, if you have a strong mindset, you can accomplish anything that you want. The most successful people in anything, whether it's Silicon Valley creating million or billion dollar companies or professional athletes, these guys have a bulletproof mindset. Some are naturally gifted, but a lot of them also have a bulletproof mindset that they don't look at the day-to-day losses. They look at the macro level, the long game. And as long as the long game, they're putting effort and they're trying, and they go through shit and handling stress and handling the L's and the losses. They know that on a long enough basis, they'll accomplish what they want in life. And because they have that bulletproof mindset. So you guys have to go through the same trials and tribulations as those people if you really want to become successful. That's an overview of how you develop a bulletproof mindset. You have to endure hardships and go through trials and tribulations to really level up in life. Guys, thank you for watching this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel for more motivational and value-packed content. My goal is to help you guys become better versions of yourself so you guys can improve your mindsets and get the success that you deserve. I'll see you guys on the next video.